Alright folks, I'm out in the bush again. I've ordered a new detector and there'll be another video on that shortly, but today I'm out with my old standby, the Garrett Ace 250. Now bear in mind I haven't used this machine very much at all. I bought it for my son. He had no interest and I kept it as a standby. So what I've done is I've set it in coin mode and then notched out everything basically low, and I'm only running the high signals. I haven't done much testing on its depth and stuff like that, but I have found my first coin at this afternoon. Not real deep, as you can see, probably about an inch down, but you can see it just sitting there. I'm just going to flip that up. Alright, and it appears we've got ourselves a penny. So give that a bit of a rub, see what I can come up with. Looks like a 1942 Skippy penny. It's not bad, inch down, so no real test for any machine. Your average Aldi or budget machine should be able to pick that up. This thing has done pretty well. I've dug probably 3 targets so far. 2 of them have been bits of aluminium, and now this 1942 penny. So we've got a couple of hours. We'll give this machine a bit of a run and see how it goes. Should have my new detector later on this week, and I'll do an unboxing of that. Alright, hang with me folks, and we'll see how we go with this little budget cheapy Garrett Ace 250. Alrighty. Okay, so it's about 30 seconds later. This is where I just pulled that penny out. You saw the 1942, and the machine was still going off. And if you just look in here, we've got another, what appears to be a penny, tucked on its side, just in there. Let's give that a bit of a clean. And we've got another 1940, so this one got a 1944 Skippy. So little machine's doing alright. These aren't very deep though, so it is ringing in nice, loud and clear. Nice double beeps when it's close to the surface, so let's keep going, eh? Okay, I'm not sure if you can get an appreciation for this on the video, but I'm right up on the edge of a quite a drop, and you can see it drops down quite significantly there. Something I am finding on this Ace 250, which is quite good, is it's got this little head. When you're working in this kind of scrub, you can swing it around and get in amongst the vines and things like this. So probably about a metre back from the edge there, I've got a nice signal that read up reasonably high, and you can see I've just uncovered the edge of a coin. I'm going to reach in there and get it. Okay, it's another penny. It's got Queen Elizabeth on it, so it's going to be a later one. And it looks to me, without even rubbing it, I think I can see 1964. So we've got a 1964 Rue penny. That's not even an inch down. So again, we're not really testing the capabilities of the detector here. I'm just going out having fun, but in the absence of let's call it a real detector. But this is pretty good. All right, let's keep going, eh? All right, folks. Just a bit of a situational shot so you can see where I am. So this is still quite clear. There's a bit of bracken fern around. You can see my machine sitting just there. But there's some nice cliffs and little seating spots and the like. Remember that this used to be part of a park, and it isn't anymore. I tell you what, in the 1940s, if I was feeling a tad amorous with my lady friend, I think this would be the perfect place to take her. Throw the blanket out, get the picnic going, a couple of bottles of the local vino, and we'll see what happens from there. That's what I'm kind of hoping happened, and she dropped everything, including her jewellery, and he emptied his pockets. But let's have a look at what I've got down here. So working through this bracken, that small head on the Ace 250 is absolutely awesome. Manages to get in amongst the bracken just fine, and you can see I've got a really shallow plug, and I've just popped what appears to be a half penny out. Let's give that a bit of a look. Yep, looks like King George the VI on that side. We'll flip it over, which makes it likely to be a Rue penny, Rue half penny, sorry. And there you go there, so 1939. Hopefully there's some more around here. A bit of broken glass kicking around and the occasional aluminium can. So this Ace doesn't really differentiate too much between aluminium cans and good stuff. So I can normally tell by the size of the signal, but I dig them anyway because I'm still learning the machine. And yeah, we'll see how we go. So let's keep cracking on through this little cliff top retreat. Correction, cliff bottom retreat. All right. Okay, folks, this is about 2 minutes after the last one. I've got a hole probably about 2.5, maybe 3 inches deep, and I felt it come out of my hand just here. So there it is there, still covered in gunk. Let's have a look at that. It's another penny. We're doing really well on the pennies. It's King George VI. Let's see what we got for a date. Looks like a 1942 Skippy penny. No silvers yet, but this little Ace 350's hitting them pretty well. All right, let's keep going. Okay folks, my next signal's just come to light, and it's a bit of a puzzling one. I found one of these before many moons ago and didn't know what it was then, and I'm still no closer to knowing what it is now. It's this jobby here. Now before you sort of come out and say lipstick tube or anything like that, it's not a whistle either. It looks like it's designed to slide in and out of that particular carrier. It's got a connection at the top for attaching something to. Bottom, top. Now the last time I found it was actually on military land, and I believed it to be a piece of old military ordnance, but I don't know what it's doing here. And in accompaniment with that was also something that looks like a bit of a key. They were both in the same hole. I've got no idea what it is. I'll give it a bit of a clean up when I get home, and I'll show you the other one I've got still sitting at home. If anybody's got an idea of what that is, please make a note in the comments. That'd be awesome. Cheers. Alright, so still working my way along the base of these cliffs here. You can see it's quite a picturesque spot. Those are birds you can hear in the background, Australian sulphur-crested cockatoos. You can see my detector in there, so we're just going to make our way towards it. Lift out some of this. You can see the kind of environment I'm working in. We've got lots of rocks, lots of trees, lots of bracken, and little Ace 250, the head's swinging perfectly in amongst all this. Down here at the base of this log here, first of all I'll show you these. They're little puffer toadstools. So they're all seed spores you see escaping into the air. They're pretty cool. But that aside, I could tap those for hours. They're awesome fun. Alright, but down here, right at the base of this old log just here, I've got a fairly high signal, and you can see I've popped the coin out already. Looks to be about the size of a penny. Let's clean that off together and have a look at it, eh? Okay, just offhand, it appears to be a Skippy, and I think I can see 1957 written right there. Yep, so it's a 1957 Rue penny. Excellent. So it's been worthwhile coming along through here. It's a little bit of hard going, and I'm working up a bit of a sweat, but it's been good fun so far. Alright, let's keep going, eh? Okay, so you can see I'm working my way along these rock ledges here, and it's quite a drop down there to the lower ground level. But I've come along this particular ledge and encountered this big tree, and you can see the cliffs in the background there. And right at the base of the roots, I've got a high-ish signal, and it looks like I've popped a half penny out here right next to the roots. Let's get in there and have a look at that. It is a half penny. I'm pretty sure you guys can probably see the date there, 19 something or other. Queen Elizabeth on the back. I'll give Lizzie's face a bit of a clean. There we go. Do the front again. And a 1953, there we go. So we've got a 1953 halfpenny. Yeah, doing well. Let's keep going, eh? Alright folks, so we're still going. Working the top of the cliff tops. There's a youngish looking fig tree there. When I say young, you know, probably about 60, 70 years old. These things get massive. But back around to here, the base of this big old rotting log, I've got a nice high signal. I just popped this. It appears to be a compact in one piece. It's got decorative edging around the edge there. It's got some moisture leaking out of it right at the closure point. So what I might do, I'm going to pop this open. So I'm going to set myself up with the camera so you can see it while I do it. Well, there's the hinge part at the back there. So we're going to turn it over, and just where that water's leaking out, there's a little thumb groove. I'm going to use that to pop it ever so gently. There it goes. And hopefully this hinge will survive. And there we go there. So yep, looks to have been a powder compact or something similar. There's the vestiges of a mirror left up the top here. Yep, you can see the mirror. I'll pick the camera up again so you can get a better view. Your mirror at the top and the remnants of whatever makeup was there. I always like to open these. You never know what people keep in these kind of things. Couldn't hear any rattling, so there was no sovereigns. But there we go. I'll close that back up. And hopefully I haven't stressed that hinge too much. And she'll be perfect. Alright, let's keep going, eh? Okay, so I'm up above those lower cliffs now, working my way along an old path that runs along here. And just off to the right hand side of the path near this tree, I've unearthed what appears to be a penny. And just looking at it from what I can see right off the bat, looks like a Commonwealth of Australia penny. I'll get right in there close so you can have a look at it. And I'll reach in and grab it. It is a com, and it looks like a 1915. Let's get that to focus. I think it's 1915. I'll give it a rub on the pants leg. A big shout out to Ian. I saw him doing exactly the same thing in one of his recent videos. There we go. You got a 1915 Commonwealth of Australia penny. Excellent. Alright folks, it looks like the little move up the hill has paid off. I'm going to spin it right back around towards me. But you can see what appears to be silver right there. Looks like a ram's head shilling. You can actually see, if you look a bit further down, the piece of dirt that was adhered to it. But let's go in and get that. And I'll have to spin us back around. There we go. Oh, lovely, lovely. So we've got a 1962. It's pretty young, isn't it? We've got a 1962 50% silver shilling. Excellent. That's the first silver I've found with the little Garrett Ace 250. Rang off a treat too. Alright, sweet silver. Let's keep going. Okay folks, this next find's a little bit feral. You can see the trail there, and you can see the water running across it, and it ends up going down this embankment and down the cliffs. I've followed the soak along, really wish I hadn't, and got a nice hit off the Garrett. This one was down with a bit of depth, and you can see the water's just leaching back into the hole, but just here there's a bit of a coin ball, and you can see the edge of the coin in it there. So let's just peel that off and see what we've got. I don't like my chances of being able to give you an ID. If they've been this wet and this crusty, these pennies don't really like it. Yeah, see, I'm not getting anything off that. So what I'm going to do, guys, I'm going to put you down for a sec, so you don't see me using my trowel to clean the coin, and I'll get right back to you. Okay, so there you go, folks. I managed to get the majority of the gunge off it. It looks like it's a skippy penny. It looks like a 19, I want to say 63. And I'm just going off by what I can see on the screen, but you can see it's starting to go away real quickly. But it's a skippy penny, and you can't blame it for being in that condition if it's always getting wet and just always being soaked. I mean, you can see that hole is just starting to fill with water where I got it from, so that's not too bad. All right, let's keep going, eh? All right, so pretty much done. Got to get on home and pick the boy up from work. Thought I'd give you my thoughts and do a bit of a wrap up anyway. So the Garrett Ace 250, pretty simple machine, eh? There's not a lot to it. A lot of just push button and go. You do have the options for all metal, and then a couple of different modes that you can modify and drop discrimination on. So all in all, you know, looking at what we've got, and let's have a quick squiz at that. What we pick up? We picked up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pennies. Picked up that cracking 1962 shilling. 2.5 half pennies, and then a couple of 1 and 2 cent pieces. A $2 coin. Don't ask me. I have no idea. Remains of 2 lipsticks and a compact. So my theory of the ladies being lured around the rocks there for picnics, and a couple of bottles of wine in order to divest them of their garments seems to have proved correct, which is quite funny, really. This particular item that I have no clue on, but I'm sure someone will help me out with that. And that's pretty much it. So all up, I'm going to say it's a fairly good detector. It's simple. It works. Just take a bit of time to get to know it, and you'll be right. It's a great little deal too. I think they can be had for around about the $250 mark or thereabouts used. So you know, if you're thinking about getting into detecting and you want a nice cheap detector to kick off with, I would recommend the Ace 250 over the top of the Minelab Go Finds, I think they're called. Not a fan, but these I am. So alright folks, I hope you enjoyed the video. As I said, my new detector should arrive sometime this week, and I'll put up an unboxing video of that, and it's probably not going to be what you think it'll be. Alright folks, we'll catch you next time, eh? Cheers.